Hey team, FPS Kelly here. Just wanted to share a super quick breach tips that can be applied across a lot of different maps and a lot of different scenarios, but I'll give you the best scenario that I can think of, which is on Haven on the A bomb site. So as breach, you may or may not know that you can actually shoot breach's aftershock through these ramps as long as you have a good enough angle to kind of give it enough space to explode. So the best scenario for this is actually this corridor here, where if you're trying to think of where to use aftershock or flashes to kind of have the most impact, and to be honest, aftershock's most effective when you're trying to stop a rush from happening and just prevent them or slow them down or even get some kills as they're trying to push in, or clearing out corners obviously. But for this example here, if we look at all of the kind of other areas where we can try and stop the rush, and I'm just looking at the mini-map up here to see where the area is, it's fairly easy for the enemy team to just push in and rush through that if you do it here, for example. But what you can actually do is, from relative safety, you can actually chuck it down here as you hear them rushing in, and that blocks out the whole corridor as they're trying to push through. Another good example of this, let me just run over to mid, is that you can actually do it on the mid staircases as well. So again, if you're trying to slow down a mid push, you could just throw it against this wall here, or if you want to get a little bit deeper, you can throw it down on the staircase itself. This staircase also provides you with some pretty good flashes as well, actually. So the further down you aim, the further down the staircase it's going to go. So this one here is actually going to go right to the bottom of the staircase there. It's going to pop right down there. Similarly, you can use this. This doesn't work super well because the angle's a bit screwed up, but you can actually chuck an aftershock down there, and it kind of blocks out this whole area as well. While we're here, another really good aftershock is just straight on this little banister here, and it basically prevents anyone from pushing into the window space. So as soon as the round starts, if you want to prevent them from actually pushing out, you can sit from relative safety here, line it up, get it ready, and just pop it as soon as the round starts, and that stops them taking a quick peek. The ramp flashes and the ramp aftershocks can also be used on C bomb site. They can be used on this ramp here. I haven't really thought of a great use for that yet. Similar for aftershock. You're pretty exposed when you're trying to do these. Aftershock's not too bad, but again, you're pretty exposed when you're trying to do that. The aftershock actually can go quite deep here if you line it up correctly. It actually goes quite far down. Again, haven't really thought of a great use case for that. I usually play on A and do the one from behind sight onto the A long. Flashes can also be used here as well. Oh, got myself. Aftershock can be used here as well. So yeah, there's also a really great spot on, there are tons of great spots on split, especially on mid and A. And there's also a really great spot on ascent A bomb site, which I'll show you now. Okay, so here we are on A bomb site, ascent as defense, again as breach. So you can actually do the aftershock and flashes all the way along this little ledge here. And it makes for some pretty interesting plays as well. For example, you can be relatively safe back here in hell, and as soon as you hear them start pushing, you can pop an aftershock here. You can even pop some flashes there if you want. But it basically either forces them to move quickly across this space, or it forces them to funnel them this way, or they're going to take a little bit of damage. Another really strong aftershock from this position. Most teams, when they're taking a bomb site attack, will send one player this way to switch the door. What you can do is, if you're playing defensively here on generator, you can actually wait for the push. As soon as you hear it, you can pop an aftershock here, and it actually hits all the way over into that switch. So they can't get to the switch while that's going off. Just really good delay tactics here as breach while your team are rotating. So there's a lot more of these, as I said, there's a lot more of these spots around a lot of the other maps. I'm still exploring them, still trying to play test them in ranked matches to see what works and what doesn't, but those are the few that I've found so far that are really, really strong. So hope that helps your breach gameplay, and good luck, have fun.